How's it going, ding dongs? It's almost time to put the motor in, but while it's out, we're gonna get something else done. This whole thing is probably heavy, and I want to get rid of it, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull this thing out, and in its place is gonna go this. So let's get right into it.
Ding dong drift!
Look at this chunky thing. This thing weighs at least like 20-30 pounds. So the plan now is to transfer this end to that somehow. Obviously the metal end is going to have to be welded, and this is also going to have to be welded somewhere. This is going to go like this, and maybe I can even mount it to that original position right there, as long as it's close enough. Plan is drill a hole up there, mount it, and then move it around, see where I want it, and weld to this, that yellow end over there. So then that can just attach to the shaft on the steering rack, which is over there. Let's keep going. I'm gonna drill this hole here. But yeah, I definitely need the other joint in there somewhere. It's got to be mounted to the firewall because that's the only point. See, for it to be straight with the rack, this is straight. Look how off the wheel is. I want the wheel here. So yeah, that's way off. Alright, I'm gonna weld these two together. No, I gotta weld the other end where the joint is. And then I gotta figure out a way to mount the joint to the firewall. Alright, well, it's a few hours later because I had other stuff to do, but here's the plan. Putting the old joint back together. This is the one that was inside the whole steering mech thingy. This end is gonna get welded to this, like that. So maybe I'll shave this down so it fits inside of here better so that I can have it centered somewhat. It's not that it matters that much really. So this actually lines up perfectly with the firewall. So this is gonna go right on the firewall. I just need to figure out some sort of bearing or something. Right? Originally, you know, the steering mech was mounted with 4 points of contact. So there was no play side to side like there is now because there's only 1 point of contact. I could just get another one of these. I'm just gonna send it. Alright, here's where I'm at. Took this out of this. It's pretty easy. Just took the little snap ring off of here, and then just it's in like this, and this little cap goes on here, and I just did this, and it popped the cap out, and here it is. So I wanted to redneck lathe this, put it in the chuck, but it's too big, so that I could shave this down because, and this is why you keep all your old bearings, this is only 2 millimeters smaller than this. It almost fits. And this, since it's a pressed in bearing inside of a steel, housing, this I could easily weld to. So that's the plan. I'm going to try to get this to fit in here. I'm just going to have to do it manually with an angle grinder. This will fit in here. It will go to like there, so I can still install the snap ring. This will go in there. And then this, I'll make a bracket. Probably weld it to this. That will be easy, because this is steel right here. I could just weld it to this. This will mount to the firewall. This will mount to this. It's that simple. I just wish I had a lathe. Dude, if I had a lathe, all this stuff would be so easy. Buy my shit so I could buy a lathe. Link in description. I'm not going to film this because this type of stuff just ends up being hours long. I just like to update you guys when I actually accomplish something. So, shit, that was way easier than I thought. Look at that, dude. It's literally perfect. I can't get any better than that. Look at that. Nice, snug fit. This is my old, if you watch my oval track video, you could hear a really loud pulley, and this is it. This was the really loud idler pulley that was making a buttload of noise. So this is the old idler serpentine idler, and it has come back to save us. So now I'm going to keep shaving this end down so that it fits inside of here. There we have it. That fits right in. This will not be like serviceable in any way, shape, or form, but that's okay. As long as we can remove it. I'm just trying to wrap my head around it so that I don't get to a point where I like weld it and then I can't, put it in the car or take it out of the car. It's probably going to be it for today. Going to the lake house tomorrow. I'll get back to this on Monday. Alright, I couldn't resist. I had to mock it up. So this is where we're at right now. Everything is in. I just don't know if it will fit or rotate. And I can't get the brake pedal in because this is in the way. And I think there's room for everything to rotate. I got this concoction of a bunch of zip ties that kind of show where I want it. I'm just making sure nothing is gonna hit. Alright, I'm back from the lake house. Happy Memorial Day to all. This is where we left off 2 days ago. Got the wheels zip tied to where I want it when I'm driving. It's a good position. I like to have the steering wheel like in my lap. Left side of the bearing, the idler. Gonna have to cut that down because it's a little close to the pedal. I don't want it that close to the pedal, so that's gonna get chopped and then straight back to the bracket. I got it all positioned. This has room to rotate in there so it doesn't hit anything. This isn't hitting anything, but I'm still going to chop off one side, I think, just so it got more clearance here. I don't have to worry about that. And then just start welding into that bracket there. It's going to be pretty straightforward, I think. Only problem is I can't take this out because I have it set right now, so I'm gonna have to just weld in here a couple pieces to keep it in place where it should be, and then once I have a couple tacks on and it's holding shape. Then I'll take it out and finish welding it. Dude, look at that floor. What the fuck? Can't wait to replace that. Maybe next video I will. Burnt myself, and I got the pieces of steel cut out, and I got this cut off. So that's going to be like that, so that it's not in the way of the pedal. The pedal, I'm going to also remove some of these brackets. This doesn't need to be here. That doesn't need to be there. So things are going to get a little more simplified and cleaner. Alright, here's where I'm at. Got this holding shape. I blasted through some spots, but that's okay. But hopefully when I add more metal to it, it will hold its shape pretty well. Fabrication time lapse. Initiate. There we go. What I see, this is my eye level. It's pretty nice. I still want to make it stiff. Well, actually, it's not even attached with all the bolts right now, so it will still be a little stiffer, but I am still going to weld more. I want to put some more metal in there. It's not as stiff as I would like it to be. See that? Also, this isn't attached with single bolt yet, so that's going to be stiffer too, but this is already plenty stiff, I think. All right, it's the next day. As you can see, I've been doing some CAD, and I'm just going to continue doing CAD. Then once I'm done, I'm going to put all those templates on the sheet metal, cut it out, weld it in, and this will be done. So back on the time lapse. Just gonna wrap it up for today. Got this major piece done. The only reason I did this is so this would fit in there. It looks terrible right now because it's me welding sheet metal, but a little grinder and some paint, and it's gonna look like some amazing shit. I also got to figure out this one. This one's got to have a curve to it though. You see how close it comes to everything? So when I was doing the template and I put it in the car, this is why I took it off. This was hitting the template here. So I'm gonna have to like go down and around the bolt and then follow this curve. So I finished welding, started grinding everything, and I went to test fit in the car, and this wouldn't fit. This rubber ring right here was rubbing on that. So I cut it out and test fit it again. It's good now. So now I have to weld a new patch here. One that goes, I don't know how I fucked this up. So I had all these pieces measured out, cut out, and then once I started putting it back together, nothing made sense. So yeah, take a picture of your plans so it actually makes sense when you go to put it together, because this didn't make sense, and I kind of just winged it, and I put random shit together, and turns out this piece right here was not supposed to go down. It was supposed to go on this edge, and then the little triangle at the end, I don't really know what that was for. Didn't make any sense to me. So I'm not going to film this. I'll just show you the finished product, because this is going on for long enough already. See that big hole on the side? That one right there? Well, I test fitted it in the car, and as you saw, it wouldn't fit. So I cut a piece out, redesigned it a little bit, welded it back together partially. So like, just tacked it around the perimeter. Test fitted in the car, everything fit perfectly. So I was like, sweet, awesome. Got it back on the bench, welded it fully up, grinded everything down, made it nice and sweet, painted it, put sealer on the inside, put it in, and it's rubbing. So I don't know what happened. I guess the metal warped so much, because it's sheet metal, that it like caved in and it started rubbing. So I took a crowbar and a big hammer and I poked a big hole in it, and now it doesn't rub. So just a tiny bit. It rubs a tiny bit, but I don't care. It doesn't, like, you can't even feel it with the steering wheel because it's such a small amount of friction. I'm calling it done. Collapsible steering shaft complete. reduced the weight by quite a bit. This thing, like I said, probably 20-30 pounds, and it looks super ugly. This looks way better. Well, unless you look at my welding, then it looks pretty terrible. Next video might be the motor going back in the car. One more thing I did to the motor, I cut off the cam bracket, the distributor bracket thingies. I cut these off, so it looks a lot better. You can see my polished cam gears now, which looks sweet. I am waiting on one more thing to arrive. Oh, and put the R8 coils in. So those are in. Probably next video, hopefully next video, motor will go in. I don't think I have anything else left to do. Oh, I'm going to 3D scan the engine bay to make some little plugs for all the holes and stuff to 3D print. 3D scanning videos coming soon as well. Let me know in the comments what you think of the steering shaft and how you would have done it differently. Stay sweet, ding dongs, and I'll see you guys next week.
America. Do you have your passport? Did you get your job?